Alrighty guys, this is ThinkbackGamers. We're a new YouTube channel. Pretty much we play older games people have kind of forgotten about or never heard of and try to raise some awareness for them a little bit. So I thought for a first episode a good game would be Beyond Good and Evil. I actually have beaten this on every console it's come out on, with the exception of the PlayStation 3, because I don't have one yet, but I found out my aunt actually bought it, so I'm gonna have to head over there sometime and beat it. But, so yeah, for the video, pretty much, I'll just be talking about plot and gameplay, ups and downs. I'm actually only going to go a little bit past the demo to the first boss fight, but I mean, if you guys say, hey, we think the video should be longer, or we want you to beat the whole game, I'll be able to do that. The future of this channel is pretty much just going to be whatever ends up working. When people want something more, I can do it. I mean, it's summer. I have all the time in the world. But, so yeah, this is on the planet Hillis right here. And the whole premise of the game is pretty much there are these three factions. These things shooting out here are called the DOMs. And then there's the Alpha sections, who are supposed to be protecting the citizens from the DOMs, but they're really shady and people are kind of suspecting them of things. And the main people who suspect them are the Irish network, and they're using photojournalism to try to convince the people to revolt against the Alpha sections and the DOMs. The DOMs are kind of like the Flood. They like have this infection where they spread it to people and they start turning into DOMs things. You'll see that later in the game. Not in this video necessarily, but if you like this enough to buy it, you'll see what the people look like after they've been changed. It's really terrible looking. So this is our main character, Jade. They run an orphanage for people whose parents have been killed by the DOMs, and their funding is really low. So here in this beginning of the game, their shield conks out in the middle of an attack.
Shield disabled.
Your Optima account is
350
units short. Your electrical supply has just been blocked.
So now that these things have landed on our little island here, we have to protect the kids, and usually Jade has this bow staff. You'll see it later in this fight, but she has to make do with what she has. There are the kids going down. So yeah, she, I mean, it's not on the screen yet, but she picks up this, like, flaming stick. These things here are called Dom sarcophagi. Wow, it's a mouthful. But, you'll see them a lot in the game. There's that flaming stick she picks up. So most of the fighting isn't like this. In this section, you have like a small area where you can fight, and it's really contained. But usually, it's a lot more open. But boss battles are usually like this, and there's a few sections where you're in really close quarters where you have to fight like this. And this is the only time you fight in slow motion, but it's still pretty badass. Right. You gotta hit them before they get you like that. So if you notice in the top left, we have our health. That little triangle, yellow-looking thing is called a Starkos, and it heals you. Alright, so now we've gotten rid of these things, we gotta go down and beat Big Daddy. Yeah, so, we're about to see one of my favorite characters in the game. He's your Uncle Paige, and you'll see there's kind of a lot of cross-species in this game. It's the future, I guess. I guess things like this are bound to happen eventually. But your Uncle Paige is a pig. Alright, so this thing here, it's like eating our soul. It's called a Dom's Priest. You only see a couple of them in the game, but there's the main Dom's priest, and he ends up being the last boss. Here's Paige. And here's the bow staff. Alright, so you have this attack where you charge it up, and eventually you get an attack where once you're up in the air, like right there, you stand up in the air, if you repeatedly press the button, oh crap. When you repeatedly press the button, it'll shoot out all these little orbs, and they'll lock on and attack enemies, and eventually you get like a disc launcher, which has a lot of uses. So Jade ends up becoming part of the Iris Network. She becomes a photojournalist under the name Shawnee. You noticed, I mean, you probably didn't notice. I didn't notice the first time I watched it. The Dom's priest actually called her Shawnee. They kind of see her as important for some reason. And I know the reason, but I'm not going to say it because it would ruin some major plot devices. Alright, so this is a pearl. It's used as money at the Mamago garage. You use that to upgrade your speedcraft. And you also have money called units, which is like for the basic stuff like healing things and ship repairs. Alright, she just made mention of Secundo. You'll see him here pretty soon. He's the AI in your like backpack thing.
But be careful. I did a checkup on you after your fight, and I noticed something got inside your psycho karma.
So here comes the alpha sections to save the day. I'm sorry if I'm like talking about things a little bit early. I kind of already know how this is going to play out. To be honest, I've actually recorded this twice, and both times my computer kind of rejected it. So if it does it again, I don't know, I'm gonna flip. So yeah, you don't they don't actually talk to you. Then you just have to read it, which kind of sucks, but you'll get used to it. Something you should notice, if you notice in the top right, you can see Paige, and he has hearts. That's your current like party. Sometimes you'll have 2 people in your party. And you can like exchange health and stuff.
Here on Hillis, war has once again reared its ugly head, striking the civilian population. Luckily, our elite forces have once again arrived in the nick of time. I'm coming to you live from the Southern Lighthouse Shelter. Here is where some of the children whose parents have been captured by the Doms have been taken in by 2 devoted and courageous Hillians. Miss, a word for our listeners.
Yeah, well, you guys are not what I'd call as fast as a speeding bullet. Keep doing nothing, and next time, there'll be nothing left here to save.
Cut! Hey, Pop, stay zen. Don't get your snout bent out of shape. All right, boys, that's a wrap. Pack it up!
Alrighty, so everyone's about to die right there. If you notice, that jet engine just kind of fried the ground.
Thanks, Paige. If it wasn't for you,
But so yeah, Jade kind of gets infected by the Doms infection, and but that's not really a big plot device in the game. It only pops up one other time, and it's not really important. She just realizes that the Doms were calling her Shawnee, which is what she ends up calling herself. It's her journalism name once you work for the Iris Network. So we're about to get our camera.
Jade, how you feeling?
And the camera's going to be nice, because what you end up doing is when you're not taking pictures for the Iris Network,
still no power?
Nope.
you have to try to get an inventory of the population for the entire planet. And if you fill up your film reels, you get, like, the first one you get is a zoom lens, and then usually you get more pearls.
We're stuck here.
And every animal you take a picture of also gives you units.
Optima has cut off the power. The account is empty.
Units? You want units? You come to Secundo, mia bella. Listen to this. The director, Senora from the Science Center, wants a collection of all the animals on the planet. She pay you dinero for any photo you send with little animal on it.
Yeah.
Mira, that beast, for example.
This game is pretty interesting because when you're trying to focus on taking pictures, you really have to pay attention to every little thing because even a fly matters. I mean, you'll see spots where there's like 30 red flies, and if you've already taken a picture of a fly, you don't want to take another picture of the same fly or the same species because it won't give you any more money. But like even just like a different color can matter.
I found your camera, Jade. I put it
Here's
right
your
over there.
camera. Alright, so I'm going to also show you how to get the first film reel done.
Camera ready. It's up to you now.
Because you can do that while you're still on the island here. Alright, something you should notice.
Hi, Jade. I see Secundo
Here, one
already
second.
talked to you about the job. The war is taking its toll. We need a complete inventory of all species living on...
Alright, so you notice here I have one of my film reel taken, that first picture, then at the end you see the zoom lens. But if you notice here, like, you can be in or out of focus. That bar going around the circle when it's green means you can take the picture and it'll be good, like that. Take a picture of
Okay, I've added it
humans.
to my archives.
Okay, Yid. I transferred the dinero to the stinking Optima service.
By the way, this is the only time you ever pay Optima service. But here, and I'll show you what it looks like when you're out of focus. It'll just say bad picture or bad framing or something like that.
Shield activated.
Nice work, Jade. I'm gonna go make sure everything's working. Come down here as soon as you can. Looks like there's a mission for you.
Jade reporting. Mission M-Disc standing by.
Alright, so this is another one of those Starkoses. Sort of looks like close up.
Perfecto. I've scanned it.
Alright, so now I'm gonna go around and try to get pictures of all the species. We already got the fly and I think the dog is up here. Plus different types of like children, like in here there's like little goat child. Yeah, we have goat people and pig people and
Perfect. I'll date and file
blue
it.
people, and it's weird, but they count as different species, with the exception of the blue person. She's just kind of pale.
Superb specimen.
And see, this dog has something in his mouth, and you can chase him around for it. It's K-Pups. If you notice here, let me bring it up. It's not staying. When you can see the display, the HUD in the top left-hand corner, I have 2 hearts. Think of it kind of like Legend of Zelda. Starkos heals 1 heart, kind of like the heart does in Legend of Zelda, and K-Pups heal all of your hearts.
A field armadillo.
But yeah, you can interact with a lot of things. Animals will run away from you, it's kind of funny. All sorts of stuff. That's usually how you find them, you run into them. And they like jump and you jump and you're like, holy crap, what was that thing doing there?
Seagulls. Well,
Did I just get $400 for seagulls? Oh my god, that would be an awesome job. Just take pictures of seagulls and get $400. Alright, anyway, so, alright. For the first time, and the only time, you have this mission for Jade Reporting and Company.
Jade reporting.
So you have to go follow this thing. And I think I'll be able to fill up the rest of my film reel while I'm here. Let me look. Should only have to take 2 more pictures. This little fish is annoying to take a picture of. There's a bad frame. There we go.
a live dipnoid.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Yep, so I only have 1 picture left. And that'll be Paige, because Paige is a pig person. And there are these things here. These are called pods. Yeah, POD.
Parfait.
These are like Starkos for the hovercraft, or speedcraft, or whatever you want to call it.
just got one of them M discs. Might be another job for Jade Reporting and Company. If you can read it now, it'll give me a chance to adjust this stupid decoder player that refuses to obey its master. Gotcha.
Alright, so M discs are kind of important in this game. They're your save files. Whenever you get like a mission, sometimes they'll be on an M disc.
Okay.
Page gives you an M disc eventually. You can get
Bravo,
security
Jade.
camera
I'll send you the zone.
footage off of M disc.
And I'll recharge your film.
And there's actually an achievement you can get. Now, it wasn't in the original, obviously, because when this was on the original Xbox where I first played it, achievements weren't even around.
Well done,
But there's an achievement for getting 15 M discs. And when I'm doing these kinds of videos, I'm not going to try to go for the achievements. I'm not going to be an achievement whore. Alrighty, I'll be quiet for this. You can hear it.
Hello, miss. I've been commissioned by Mr. de Castellac. This war is a catastrophe for us all. Mr. de Castellac would like to entrust a very delicate mission to you. If you accept, please make your way as soon as possible to the ancient mine on Black Isle, located on the other side of town. Having completely understood the enormous risks involved, Mr. de Castellac plans to reward you generously. See you soon.
Alrighty. So, this is actually... I won't be able to get to it in this video, but
You know this
Mr. de Castellac's mission is your intro to the Irish network.
Smells like a track. It's too dangerous.
Are you loco? We need some dinero to protect us from those stinking duns.
Don't you worry, Paige. Everything will be fine. If you want, I'll go alone.
No, it's just... Okay, we'll go together. But I'm sticking to you like bees on honey, whether you like it or not. Segundo, check over this computer and download a complete version of your OS. You'll be able to take a look at it, Jade. As for me, I'll try to get that stupid hovercraft up and running. Out here, otherwise this whole place will fall apart.
Alrighty, so if you want to just kind of get a feel for how the game plays out, there is a demo available for this on the marketplace or on the PlayStation Network, depending on what console you're playing it on. If you find this game on like an original disc, like on the original Xbox or PS2 or something, that's really rare to find nowadays. I've actually looked for it.
Jade Reporting and Company.
Yeah, if you notice here, me and Paige had to work together to move that. A lot of this game is actually about working together with whoever's in your party at the time in order to solve puzzles to get to where you need to go. Yeah, as of right now,
Okay,
our
let's go.
hovercraft sucks.
I guess we better head straight
They'll
for
start
the
popping,
Mongo
and
garage.
exploding, and all sorts of stuff. But we're going to the garage and using that pearl to fix it up. And this is about as far as the
Oh boy.
the
Hovercraft ain't doing too good.
demo will go. I'm gonna go all the way to the boss battle right after this. But like I said, if you guys want me to go further, just send me a message
Well, that's it.
or comment saying
Dead.
do a full game, and
Stupid
I'll start making more videos for this game. But as of now, I'm looking at old Game Boy games just because I can use the Virtual Boy Advance. But as soon as I start getting more games, like recommendations and thinking of more, I'm actually going to start trying to buy them, because it makes no sense for me to tell you to go out and support this game when I'm playing a pirated version of it. So, as of right now, the only other games I really know of, I have Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy, and I have Halo 2 coming pretty soon here. And eventually I'll have like friends playing with me for like multiplayer games, like Halo 2. I'll do a segment on like campaign and co-op campaign and multiplayer, because you can have hours of fun on
It's starting to smell like
multiplayer.
smoked bacon in here.
So I need to put this pearl here, and we're getting a Speedcraft motor.
Esau, got a Speedcraft motor here to get up. A Speedcraft motor. No problem.
Speedcraft motor.
Well done.
Alright, so, yeah, as of right now, those were the only games I really had in mind, but I'm open to recommendations and open to anything else. Remember, I'm looking for games that people have kind of forgotten about or don't really play as much anymore. So I'm trying to stay away from things that are on the newer gen consoles, but I'll accept any recommendation and do my best. And I love how the Mama Go Garage locks out its customers as soon as an attack happens.
They're attacking!
Alrighty, so this is where photojournalism comes into play. Or not journalism, this is just taking pictures for the science lady. Alright, so we got that picture. $2,000 for that
Thank you so much
picture.
for all the important
That's
information.
all the money I made from every other picture, minus the $350 I had to pay to Optima. But I need to see if I can repair. So I just have this little pea shooter. I have to follow the hell out of this guy. So yeah, eventually you get other hovercraft upgrades like lock-on guns. You can get a you can make it jump. It has like this jump pack that's pretty awesome. You use it to get over to restricted areas, stuff like that. Eventually you actually take the hovercraft and make it a spaceship. It like sticks itself into the spaceship, and then it can start flying, and then you can dismantle it at any time and put it back in whenever you want. It's pretty awesome. But the last mission, you actually take the spaceship and build the moon. Alright, so I knocked out every link except for his head. I'm waiting for him to turn.
Okay, got a vision.
There we go. And here we go. So this looks like a good place to end the video. We got a pearl over here.
A new pearl.
There's a good way to end the video. So just comment and do whatever. You don't have to subscribe or like them if you want to. Hey, it helps, but mostly what we need right now, since this is the first episode, is just feedback. So let us know what you think, what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, game recommendations, and we'll get back to you on everything. So this has been ThinkbackGamers doing Beyond Good and Evil. Might do some more. Might start other games here pretty soon. And you guys have a good one.